please welcome out Adrian Van Allen.
Hi there. So how are natural history collections shaping our future? Kind of a strange question to ask, but as an artist, an anthropologist, and a designer, I work with the Global Genome Initiative at the Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History in Washington, D.C. And they have decided that their project is to cryopreserve all families of life in the next 6 years. So they're trying to take genome quality tissue samples and put them into liquid nitrogen for imagined unknown future uses. So if we're talking about imagined futures, this is a beautiful place to start. So as a cultural anthropologist, but also as a photographer, I worked with them to understand what kinds of choices they were making, what they were deciding to preserve, what they were deciding to discard, and the ideas that were driving how they decided to make those choices. So I photographed the operational sequences of how specimens turn into data in the backrooms of museums. So studying the scientific culture in the backrooms of museums is a way to understand how research comes into being, how the preservation of nature is being shaped by ideas about what nature actually is. So my method for doing this was not just to photograph the collections, but to learn to make them myself, to get a hands-on craft ethnography perspective on this. So I learned to stuff bird skins, to pin beetles, to press plants, but then also to take molecular samples, to extract DNA, and to take genome quality tissue samples and assemble the genomic data. So both morphological and molecular collections and how they actually are changing and how they intersect in the body of the specimen. So thinking about how to make specimens, how nature is being crafted in an age of genomics, really led me to look inside the body of these specimens themselves, to actually take apart a bird, so slitting it open, cleaning the skin, stuffing it with cotton, sewing it closed. This operation is completely understandable to a specimen preparator in 1850 at the Smithsonian. But at the current moment, we're also taking the bird guts out, taking a tissue sample, and putting that into the biorepository. However, that bird guts, the biohazard from the division of birds, then also migrates to the division of parasites, where they can extract a tapeworm, a valuable specimen for them. So biohazard in one division becomes a valuable field site in another. So as animals come apart in the backrooms of museums, they assume different kinds of value and meaning as they move across these borders and boundaries. As they shift between contexts, they actually change what they mean to different people. So understanding this required digging in and understanding how the network of specimens as they come apart in the back rooms is not just between divisions and departments, it's also on a global scale. So a bird skin could be in the division of birds, a tissue sample could be at a biorepository around the world, and the genome data could actually be up in the cloud, accessible to scientists around the world. So collections are not just objects, they're not just a dusty collection to be ignored. They're actually an assemblage of people, of places, of changing tools like genomics, and of ideas. The ideas about what nature is, how it's shaping the future that we're all going to have, and our shared ecological future is actually being built right now. So while a lot of attention has been paid, and deservedly so, to climate change, to biodiversity loss, that focus is on the research itself. Instead, I have focused on the researchers and their ideas that are shaping those collections, and how those collections and the data they produce are going to shape our collective future. So future nature is actually being crafted, handcrafted in intricate detail in the back rooms of museums right now. And it's actually something we all need to engage in, to understand the multiple futures that are being imagined and made and remade, and engage with how those choices are being made and how we want to build our future together. Thank you very much.